What if God isn't real? Well, this is a really good question. What if God isn't there? What if he doesn't exist at all? Are there any kind of implications or repercussions for us in our real world lives if God isn't there? Well, I think it's obvious that if God isn't there, then Christianity and Judaism and Islam and any other worldview that is based on there being a God is obviously false. But that's not really helpful. Let's think of some other things. Think of morality, for instance. The notion that there are certain things that are really right and really wrong. Well, without God, it means that we're just the product of blind, random evolutionary chance. We're just the matter that we are, the physical stuff. And there's nothing really behind that or further than that. So to really think that there is actually real right and real wrong doesn't work. It all just boils down to being relative, your perspective or mine. What about human rights? Without God, we don't really have a solid grounding for human rights. Again, if we're just the product of blind, random evolutionary chance, then why think that we're better than any other animal? I think that's quite speciesist, actually. But the Bible, I think, teaches that humans are different, that we're made in the image of God, and because of that we have special value and dignity and purpose, and we're loved and known by God. But for me, the rubber really hits the road when I think of hope. If there is no God, then there is no hope for the world to get any better, because we're just stuck in this perpetual cycle. We're stuck in the brokenness of things, and for me there's no hope in the midst of suffering, because it all is just the way it is, and if there is no God, it is just the blind, pitiless indifference that we're faced with, as one author put it. But what if there is a God? Well, that changes things. I would put that question to you if you've never really thought about this. Instead of thinking, well, what if God isn't real? Let me put it back to you. What if God is real? Then we have a solid foundation for believing that there are objective moral values and duties. What do I mean by that? I mean that there are certain things that are really right and really wrong because they are grounded in the character and existence of God. And again, as I've mentioned, we are valuable as people, as humans, because we're made in the image of God. And that means human rights have a solid grounding because they're grounded in the existence and the character of God. And hope, we have a solid foundation for hope because we know that there is a God out there who sees us, who knows us, who loves us, and as the Bible teaches, is one day coming back to make all things right and wipe away every tear. So if you've not considered it before, I challenge you. Think about this. What if God is real?